Today is March 15th, and since I'm sitting here, that means I made it to Walt Disney World and did not catch anything. Yeah, but so went to Hollywood Studios this morning and rode Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Train, which used to be well, actually it is in the same place where the Great Movie Ride used to be, which, man, that if anybody got to go on that ride, it was an incredible ride when it first came out. Um, got to ride that, and then you could tell that the crowds and people were just, man, if you guys aren't watching the news, I know while we were there, we got to listen to people that worked for like Live Nation and ticket companies. Other local schools and colleges are closing down. I know my college is already starting to look into how they're going to push all of the summer classes to online, let alone what's going on with this semester. And then all of the Disney College program students are also getting sent back. And while we were there, we asked some of the people that, because it takes Disney picks, people from around the world and brings them into this. And apparently, since, the whole country is pretty much on lockdown, these people can't leave. They can't go back home wherever they were if it's outside of the United States. So, man, it's getting crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. And I mean, we hope that it gets better, but, I think it's going to get worse before it gets any better. Oh, yep. Okay, so today, like I said before, March 15th, going to the Carnivore Diet, still feeling great. Ate a lot of, I had an omelet. Take that back. So we went to Disney, then I came home, went to the gym, squatted 335, then came home, had some eggs and bacon, then went to Cracker Barrel, had some more eggs and bacon and sausage, and then came home. And so today I actually got some lovely comments from one of my followers out there. And, you know, he wanted to let me know, of course, how my diet's wrong. And eventually one day I'll come around to his diet, which is fine. It's to be expected from somebody that wants to put their opinion out to the world. And, someone's obviously going to have their own opinion back. The only thing is, though, it was after I made that Forks Over Knives documentary, which goes into this weird idea, which I'm kind of curious about now. It's called the Whole Foods Plant-Based Diet, which is not vegan and it's not vegetarian, but it's plant-based, but you can eat meat and dairy and poultry and eggs and all that when you feel like it. So it's pretty much eating a vegan or vegetarian diet healthy, and then when you get to a point where you're like, oh, I've had too many vegetables, then you have some meat. So the meat is still added to the diet. I just don't understand. So you're still having the meat, and then you're having the vegetables. It's just that your vegetables are healthier and obviously way more expensive because you're getting them from Whole Foods. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna give some more thought into that. Of course, everybody has their own opinion, and mine and this whole channel is an opinion. This is just something that I'm trying, and that's something that he does. So, good for them. Maybe one day I'll try it, but as of right now, I'm doing fine. I feel great. I'm still working out. Um, One thing that I believe that we agreed on is that refined carbohydrates and refined processed fats are bad. But one thing that I will not agree with, or ever will agree with, is that human beings do not need meat and fat into their diets or to actually have a functioning lifestyle. And another thing that kind of irritated me was the idea that there hasn't been any long studies done on people on a ketogenic or a carnivore diet, which is not true. There are more and more people coming out every day saying that they've been on the carnivore diet for 10 plus years and are doing great. And that doesn't mean just eating, nose to tail, or they've just been eating steak and ribeye every day. And they're doing great. And they're actually doctors themselves. And with the ketogenic diet, from like I said before, fat of the land, the doctor went and lived with the Eskimo tribes. And this was back in the 50s. And Eskimo tribes are still around today. They only live off the fat of fish and meat that they get to hunt and water. That is it. And the only time that any of them started to develop any kind of other illnesses was when the white man showed up with their carbohydrates and added them to their diet. And another thing that I also find very interesting, because I was watching the Fork Over Knife documentary, is they started talking about tribes in Hawaii and the Hawaiian people. And I've noticed this myself, especially when I was in the military. We had a Hawaiian guy, and he was a native tribesman. Even now, when he got out of the service, he went back home, and is back with his tribe. And I think the thing is, it wasn't the fact that all of a sudden they just magically changed their diet. I think it was the introduction of when we took over the land and we started adding McDonald's and Burger King and Wendy's and all of the other sweet American lovely things that we get to add to all the little properties that we own. I think they had probably had great diets before we showed up because they probably lived off the land like their Eskimo counterparts. You know, I don't think that we know what we're doing. I think that we're just now figuring out again, and that we're trying to understand how, even though from the 1950s to now, meat consumption, dairy, and egg products are down, and vegetables and other supposed health foods are up, but obesity and diabetes and heart disease are all still skyrocketing. So I think there is something that we need to start looking at that is not just a meat consumption problem. Now, could it be other factors? Could it be maybe the fact that we agree that we should put chemicals on our bodies to make us smell different, or that we put chemicals in our hair and all over our body to change our skin color, our hair color? Maybe. I still think that's a funny idea that somewhere along the lines we just all agreed that we would take chemicals and rub them all over ourselves. I don't like to stink, but I mean, it's something that we should consider and think about, and don't get me wrong, I'm going to do more research on this. Everything that he commented is there. I've written it all down. I'm going to add it to my research like everything else. But this is my life and my journey. And whether people think I'm right or wrong, I'm still going to follow it all the way to the end. And then if I find out I'm wrong, then I'll be a normal human being and change the direction and go a different way. That's the cool thing about humans is that since we have a brain, we can do the stupid thing and then go back and fix it. I don't think if I did how many years worth of damage to my body and now I'm trying to do something healthy, I think I'll be okay. I think if I get clean, healthy meat and I work out and I keep moving and I keep reading and I keep studying and I keep trying to be open-minded when it comes to stuff, that I will achieve my goal of longevity. And now when I say my goal of longevity, you don't know what that number is. It could be 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. It could be to the point where we have technology where I can upload my brain onto a computer. I don't know because I don't see the future. I can't predict it. I'm like everybody else. I'm just trying to follow the patterns that I understand and that I'm trying to figure out. So, on that note, I'm going to leave that rant at the end. Please like, subscribe, and always comment because I am always reading them. And I hope all of you know that I'm a regular guy, and if I can do this, I think anybody can do it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.